Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. So I just have to share this video, the story with you guys, because I was just telling my boyfriend about it because he's never even heard of the story. So I thought I'll share the story with you guys too. So my best friend, his name is Mike. He is actually blind. He was able to see at one time. I mean, this guy is like one of the guys with like the best sense of humor you could ever have. So this story is actually about the time that we went to prom. So yeah, sit back, grab a cup of tea or coffee. I mean, whatever you guys are. More of a coffee drinker. I have tea. And let's enjoy the show. So, okay, my best friend Mike, he was going to prom with me, and at first he said, I gotta figure out what time this concert is and what day this concert is before I go ahead and give you a definite answer. And I'm like, oh, okay. So it took him a few days to figure out like when this concert was that he wanted to go see and everything like that. Then once he came up with the time of whatever the concert was, he found out that it was like a few days after prom, so he was able to go to prom with me. So I just got my driver's license. I got my driver's license when I turned 18. I waited so that I didn't have to go through the whole driving school stuff. In the state of Ohio, at least you're able to do that. So I turned 18, took my driver's test, got my license. A few weeks later, it was prom. So we went with a group of my friends. It was my friend Mike, myself, and then it was my friend Brittany and our friend Lindsay, who all decided to go together. Well, Lindsay drove separately. So in my car, it was myself, Mike, and Brittany. Brittany sat in the front seat, I was the driver, and Mike sat in the back seat. So after prom was over with, you know, you gotta do your whole prom pictures and everything like that. After prom was over with, we were heading all back to my house, and a few of our friends that were still at prom were gonna go back to their house, change, meet me at my house, and we were gonna have a huge bonfire. So, we're leaving, and we have to drive down this really, really busy road. I mean, it's like the main road through this to get to the town that I live in. So, it's a 4-lane road. It's 2 lanes going this way and 2 lanes coming this way. So, Mike is sitting in the back seat. Brittany's in the passenger seat. I'm driving home. And I have some of my friends that are getting ready to follow us, but they got hit by the light. We didn't. So we're on the road now heading back to my house to change and then get ready for this bonfire. So as we're driving, we're on like, okay, so there's 2 lanes that are going this way, 2 lanes that are coming this way. We're on the left lane going straight. And there, for some reason, was like nobody outside driving at all, which was really strange because usually this road's extremely busy. But at 10 o'clock at night, there was like nobody out there. It was just us. So as we're driving down the lane, we see this black car approaching us on the opposite side. So as we're driving this way, they're coming this way. And they're in our lane away from us coming towards like the direction that we were just leaving. All of a sudden, I kid you not, they do a complete U-turn, like through 4 lanes of traffic to get on the opposite side of us. So I'm driving the left-hand lane, and they're now in the right-hand lane, and they're swerving at us. I mean, they're honking their horns, laying on their horns, and it was like, what is going on here? So I hurry up and slam on my brakes because I'm like, what on earth is that? And it's this guy who was like really, really irritated. I mean, he's like, oh, like, I mean, trying to get like our attention. So I was like, okay, so I look over at him, and he flips us off. Like, I mean, totally gives us the middle finger, and it was like, excuse me? Like, I'm sorry, did you just... So I'm telling everybody in the car, well, obviously Brittany's able to see everything that's going on, so I tell my friend Mike in the back seat, I'm like, dude, you will never believe that guy just flipped us off. And he's like, oh, that's not okay. He's like, what is his problem? I'm like, I have no idea. So we just kind of like try to ignore it, keep driving. And we're about, I want to say like 20 minutes from my house now. So we get to the stoplight. Meanwhile, this guy who's driving next to us keeps like swerving and cutting me off in front of me, and then he like gets back over in this lane, slams on his brake, tries to hit the back part of my car. And it was like, oh Lord, help us all. Just please let us get home safely. So we get to this red light, and at this red light, it's like this huge intersection. I mean, like a really, really busy intersection that cars are usually at. And of course, there's no cars in this intersection whatsoever. So we're stopped at this red light with this really, really crazy driver next to us. Well, now he's behind us. And I look in the rear view mirror, and I see out of the corner of my eye, this guy is getting out of his car and walking towards the front of my car. And I'm like, oh my God, you guys, he's getting out of his car. He's going to approach our car. Like, I don't know what to do. Mind you, I was only a senior in high school. So, like, I mean, I wasn't really shook in the back of the car. I'm like, Mike, he's coming towards the car. I don't know what to do. So my friend Mike gets this brilliant idea to put down the window in the passenger seat, take this stick, that like his walking stick because he's blind, puts it out the window and is like, don't worry, Brie, I'll just fight him off. And he's going like side to side with this this walking cane, like he's gonna fight him off. Mike, you can't do that. So thank God the light turns green right as this guy is getting like right up to the car. So I hurry up and slam on the gas, and I'm like out of there. Like, I don't have time. So this guy runs back to his car, gets in his car, and now where I'm at, it's a one lane road. So it's like one lane going this way, one lane coming back. They're like, you know, just a normal road that you drive on. So this guy is like slamming on his gas, like coming up behind us, beeping his horn. He goes left of center, goes around, like you can't even pass in this lane. So bro, like what you're doing, I don't even know. But he passes the car, gets in front of my car, slams on his brakes. So I have to slam on my brakes and swerve the car so I don't hit this guy. So this guy then like pulls off to the side, so then I just pass him and keep going because I'm trying to get home. And it never like occurred to me that my mom's car that I was driving at this time had OnStar on it. I probably should have hit OnStar and like called the cops, but you know, I was only 18. Like, I don't know. I really don't know what I was thinking. I clearly was not, because that would have been a really smart idea. So we get to this next red light, and this guy is like full-fledged, like flying down the road. I mean, if he doesn't slam on his brakes, I don't know if we're even going to survive this car accident type. So I hurry up and I look both ways, and there's no cars coming, and I just go straight through the red light. Like, I don't even have time to deal with this guy right now. I go straight through my red light. He follows me through the red light. So now I'm stuck at another red light, but now there are some cars. Like, we're finally running into traffic. Like, all of a sudden everybody just decided to hang out, like, on this side of town. Like, where were you guys way back when I needed y'all? Like, with the 4-lane craziness going on. So we get to this last red light, and like, this is the last red light that I have to stop at before I get to my house. Now it's just going to be all like stop signs and stuff like that. So we get to this last stoplight, and this guy pulls up behind me, gets out of the car, and starts flipping me off as he's yelling. Like, I mean, full out, like, middle finger yelling at me and everything like that. So here's Mike in the background. Don't worry. So he starts, Mike, I don't know why he thought this would be a good idea, starts flipping everybody else off in the background. Like, he's like, I don't know what side they are. Are they on the right side? Are they on the left side? Are they behind us, in front of us? It's like, no, they're behind us. Why? And he goes, don't worry, I've got this under control, and starts flipping off, like, all sides of the car. So this only makes this guy angrier. So Mike gets his stick, his walking stick, and taps on the window, and it starts yelling for this guy. And I was like, Mike, no, like, don't do this. Don't get him any more angrier than he already is. So this car must see what's going on that's, like, at the stoplight next to us, and kind of, like, waves me on to go ahead. So I just go through the red light. This guy doesn't even have time to get in his car. And I hurry up and, like, got to the back part of where I live. And I'm, like, making all these left and right turns, like, just going down random roads to try to lose this guy. Finally, he stops following me. I think I lost him. But I had no idea what his problem was. Then I get back to my house, and my dad's a retired police officer. So I'm telling my dad, like, completely flipped out about it. Telling my dad, like, what's going on. Like, you'll never believe this is what happened to me. And my dad looks at me and goes, Bree. I'm like, Dad, no, like, seriously, this is crazy. Like, I don't know what happened. He goes, why didn't you just call me? And now that I sit here and think of it, I'm like, that probably would have been a smart idea. I could have called my dad. I mean, my cell phone was in the glove department of the car. Like, I could have called my dad, or I could have called OnStar. Like, but none of those things ever seemed to occur to me. So I guess the lesson of this story is, first off, if you're going to prom, be safe, don't drink and drive, have fun. Second lesson being, always be a defensive driver. Always know kind of what's going on around you guys. Because this guy here was just crazy. I don't know if he was drunk, if he was high off of drugs. Like, I don't know what his deal was, but he was crazy. And third, if you guys have OnStar and you spot something crazy like this happening, you know, just hit the little OnStar button and probably call and contact them, and they will definitely send out a police officer en route to where you guys are. So, yeah, those are my, that's my story of the time I went to prom. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to leave comments below about any kind of like crazy driving story you guys have, or any kind of like crazy stories that have happened to you guys at prom or homecoming and stuff like that. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. See ya!